Hey guys, Brian from WorkshopAddict.com, and we've gone over a lot of different little battery jump starting kits that you'll find for cars. With the NOCO GB40, the GB70, and this is one of the new ones that we're looking at. This is an iClever, and I want to go over this because a lot of people are getting into them. I've seen people carrying big battery packs out on their boats, and some people think these don't work. Some people love them. I am in the I love this category. Do I think they're the best quality thing out there? No, but they definitely do work and they're worth looking at. But I want to give you some tips and tricks if you're looking at buying one of these. First, I want to show you this NOCO Genius Boost 40. It is rated at 1,000 amps. Okay, you can tell by the size of the cord here, not 1,000 amps. It does say peak on the back of it. Now this iClever is marketed in a little bit better way in my opinion. It says in the back that it has peak current 1,300 amps, which is not true, right? And then it has starting current of 500 amps. These guys are rated different across the board. There's zero thing that is right or rated correctly with this. It's kind of like pressure washers. So you want to make sure that you purchase one that has a starting amps that's going to fit your vehicle. So we have a 2006 Jeep behind us. We're going to test that out in a minute, but 500 amps of starting is going to get your average car, right? 6-cylinder, it's not going to get into V8s, and if your battery is really dead, it may not get to that point either. I'll show you on this NOCO Genius Boost. It doesn't tell me the starting amps. On this GB70, on this one, it says it has clamp output 2,000 amp max. Again, it doesn't tell me what the actual starting amps are, so you have to be careful with that. Something to look at. We have a ton of reviews out on these. Look at them. Make sure that you can kind of find one that works, and we've shown you different ones that work, and we'll show you ones that do work and don't work in this video. Here, clamps. This is very important. You can see on this one we have a wire that's going so that you have power to metal on both sides. You have to have that because you need to get a good clamp or a good connection with your battery. So make sure that you get something that's set up good. Sometimes these come at a decent price, sometimes they don't. This iClever has it. Both these NOCO products do have it. Most of them that you'll find now have polarity protection. So if you give it to someone who has no clue what they're doing and they hook it up backwards, no fire. It just won't work. So that's also something to look for. Look at the charging times. If they tell you them in the different ways you can charge them. This iClever has a cigarette lighter that you can plug in for an output, and it only charges basically via USB. These NOCOs you can charge via your cigarette lighter, which is a little bit faster, or you can charge them via USB. This large NOCO will take upwards of 24 hours to charge. This iClever that I've got me to 75% in about 14 hours. So they're not fast to charge. There's a lot of power in here, and there's not a lot of power coming in for USB. So I'm gonna move over behind me here, and I'm gonna hook some of these up, show you exactly what works and what doesn't work. I have a dead battery back here. It has a cell that's bad. I'll show you that it's bad. And I want to make sure that when you're watching other videos, that you make sure that somebody doesn't fake this, because what we used to do is just completely unhook the battery and say, will it start the car? Because that made sense, then you knew. But this is a case where I can show you that things do work and don't work in different scenarios, and I like this scenario, which is why I took this review on. So let's go back here. Okay, so we have a Die-Hard Platinum 880 cold cranking amps on here, mostly because we have the winch. Well, you can see that it's currently at 11.12 volts. Now, we'll have Brandon try to start this right now and see what happens. Go ahead, bud. Okay, so it dives down in the 9s. It's never gonna start. I'm gonna take this iClever that I have here, hook up the ground first. Try not to knock off the multimeter. Okay, now with this unit, it did power on. You probably can't see it. Not much happened here, although the voltage did go up a little bit. that's kind of how these work. They're not going to sit and charge. This is definitely not a charging unit, and once you start it, you do not want to leave it hooked up long because the battery, the alternator charging is not good for these units. So at this point, Brandon, go ahead and try to start it. So you can see there was a huge voltage spike once we got some power to this, and it knew there was a draw. It said, the computer said it had to send some power. So this iClever actually does work. And there are multiple different things you can do with it. We're gonna set it aside, pull out one of the NOCO units, turn it on. Now this is the one where they didn't advertise the starting current. And it also has a little bit larger, it does have nicer clamps, I'll give it that. It's going into its stage where it's saying, okay, what am I doing? You can see the voltage went up. Okay, Brandon, go ahead and try and start it. Go ahead, one more time. Okay. That's the biggest issue that I've seen with these units that don't tell you what's going on and what you get. It's a marketing number in there. And this same exact thing happened when we did the review of this GB40 without the battery. I was surprised that it wouldn't start it with a battery that's semi-bad. So it's not just that unit. I've had a lot of comments on that particular unit from that review that people have not been able to start it. This is the GB70, more of my go-to as to the size I would do as a minimum. Now, this one is rated for an 8-liter gas engine, so that's double of what this motor is. It's a 4-liter. Again, marketing. So, hooked it up, goes through its little thing, doing its stuff. Okay, Brandon, go ahead. Cut it. And you can see here, this one does have a full charge, but you can also notice how much slower that engine started complete. Now, just to show you again that we have a dead battery and nothing's going on. Go ahead, Brandon, try to start it. Okay, nothing, right? So sizing is very important to the vehicle that you're specifically going to use it on. So what did we prove there? Maybe that looks aren't everything, because if you put this iClever in front of me or this NOCO Genius Boost GB40, said which one would you trust more, I would probably go with the NOCO because it looks a little bit better made, but it doesn't work. I hate to say it, I highly recommend if you are looking at the GB40, move up. Look at the prices of what you're paying. The GB70 is a minimum of what I would carry around, and it's a minimum of what I send my wife out with because I know it'll work on all our cars. Now this iClever seems to work very well also, and just to go over some other things, when you're looking at them, these things tend to get used for different items. So USB ports is very important because if somebody wants to charge their phone, no issue. If you want to use this constantly every day just to charge your phone somewhere, get a little bit smaller one. We did a review of a Bestech and a Gulu. They were smaller than this by about 1/3 of the size, and they also worked, which odd, you know, the batteries that are in here, they're lithium polymer, so they're can be a little bit smaller, but they are sensitive. These guys are not happy being fully charged. They will not last forever, just like an RC car battery. They like to be somewhere around 35 to 45% when they're being stored. So when you're keeping these, obviously you want them fully charged because you want them to be ready to be used. That takes the life out of them over time, so make sure when you buy one, you say, hey, if it lasts 2 years, great, I'm gonna then buy a new one. So once you get something for USBs, use it if you can. Some of them also have 12-volt outputs, which you could use for computers. This one has 12 volt and a 19 volt, kind of nice. I'm not really sure what you would use the 19 volt output for, but if you had the option for it in a different place, that'd be great. Lights on them, like I said before, are also nice. The way some of these are set up, this GB70, if you unhook it, it's nice to have a light that you can use. And in this case, you have to turn this guy around to get a light to hook it up. The light's backwards on this one, unfortunately, but it works well. The light is correct on the GB40, and that makes it nice. The light on this iClever is awkward because you have this big unit sticking out to the side, which is your polarity safety, and then you have to try to tilt this around. So the lights on them, some are designed better than others. Just take a look at what you get with the unit and what you're actually going to use it for and how often you might need that light. As always, guys, we appreciate you sticking around watching our videos. I like to hear the comments, don't matter what it is, positive or negative. And again, thanks for your time. Have a great day.